Hi Scorpio, welcome to Get Life 333. This is Jackie. Hope you guys are doing well. I have been called to do this extra reading. I can't tell you why, I don't know, but I am, and I feel like it has something to do with the Jupiter in retrograde energy. I'm not sure. You guys are having it in your second house of values, dealing with wealth, so I have no idea. I am still going to be doing the beginning of May reads. That's going to be separate. I'm just giving you guys another bonus. So the crowning energy is going to be Mending, Scorpio. You guys are doing well. For those of you who, I'm going to do the Steampunk Tarot. For those of you who celebrated the Easter holiday, I did. Gave my family a nice dinner, cleaned up, and these readings have been gnawing at me all day that I have to do them. I can't even shuffle. Oh my, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah. I'm getting just this new vibe, Scorpio. Like there's a newness. There's a newness, but there's a letting go. There's a letting go in newness. Does that make sense? I don't know. All right, let's see. So I'm going to do the Steampunk Tarot for the initial pull. And then we'll qualify with the Rider-Waite if we need to. Because I just feel like we might need to today. Yeah. All right. So let's get into this. What do we have going on? So first we have the Mending card. You see that? It's a pretty card. Okay, I don't think you guys could see it if I put it up there. Okay, so Mending, Scorpio, this is about forgiveness and making amends and healing after an argument or some kind of something that you went through with someone. It could be a significant other, it could be a family member, a good friend, but the main message here is to acknowledge that whenever we hurt and we allow the hurt to pass through the rest of us without understanding it and integrating it within ourselves, we end up accumulating this unwanted burden within ourselves. And ultimately, that ends up keeping us chained to the very things that we need to heal. You know, the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over in our head. You know the ones I'm talking about. And now is the time for mending. You know, Scorpio, it's about forgiveness and making amends and healing after this. Whatever it was that happened, okay? Yeah, just letting things go. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends with others. So this could be a significant other, but it could just be, I'm getting a very general feeling like relationships in your life, friends, old friends, family members maybe that you haven't seen in a while. Just anything regarding relationship. You've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you are to move forward in a really healthy way. Whether it's separate or together, it doesn't matter. You know, you and the other person, you're still experiencing the effects of a heart that's been impacted by something, even if you're not aware of it. Sometimes we're not even aware of these things. You know, like the energy needs to be cleared right now. This isn't a time to sweep things under the carpet and say, no, I'm good, I got it. You know, you just clean it out, you know. You know, and how do we do this? Well, one thing that we don't do when we have this energy is to close our heart. That's what you don't want to do, okay? Because you absolutely, this tells me you have the power to heal this wound, and only good is going to come out of it. You know, only good. And look, you know, for those of you who went through something really painful with someone, heartbreak is a very strange healer of souls, isn't it? It's weird, right? How we can end up seeing ourselves in situations in completely different ways once we go through something very traumatic. And I'm definitely getting that you guys are going to be dealing with that. Okay, so then the next we have is the Sun. Okay, the Sun is next. Okay, so the numerology links for the Sun are the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. So I'm liking this energy in the biggest way right now. Many of you may be dealing with a fire sign. Okay, that would be Aries, Leo, or Sag. But this just brings clarity, just clarity and joy. You know, the sun is a very simple card in that the experience of it is very simple, but the reasons behind the sun card and the sun energy is very complex. See, so this indicates that everything in the universe is lining up perfectly in one way or in another for you right now. And you're experiencing a moment of crystal clear clarity. And you're so connected with the universe, even if you don't feel it. Because guys, sometimes these things come in strange packages. Sometimes we can be in, you know, in a time period where we just feel like there are certain good things going on, but then the bad things that are going on tend to overshadow. But this energy is saying, like, don't allow that to happen. Pay attention to the good, because it's all shifting you for a reason. It's shifting you in a really good direction. Yeah, there's just this real interconnected vibe from this I'm getting. I just am. Because, I mean, look at this card, right? We have the male and female energy, right? They're dancing together. Then we have the very rational sun. You know, and the dog represents, in this, for these cards, the intuitive self, the intuitive soul, which I love that, because who doesn't love a little puppy, right? But it's all here. The wall represents the creation of man. Sunflowers indicate that everything in existence is harmonious. So it's all good. Everything, at least for this brief moment, is completely perfect. This says that you're going to be experiencing a real happiness based on truth and understanding. And I'm getting, Scorpio, like, hallelujah for that, because you have been through a very interesting period of trying to identify the truth from the non-truth. And even if you don't feel like it's not necessarily a lie, just what's your truth within you, Scorpio? Like, what do you believe to be true? And I'm just getting that you're just going to have this period of truth and understanding. Things are going to just really finally start making sense. It's just going to make the rest of your life much better during this period. Yeah. And for those of you who are interested in timing, because I do get a lot of questions regarding timing of the cards and stuff, it is common knowledge that the sun, I could say this with pretty great assuredness, that the sun energy typically lasts about a year, or till at least your next birthday, you know. So that's a pretty nice lengthy energy. So I'm digging that for you in a big way, right? Okay, and then next we have the Page of Pentacles here. So this is like shining talent and great money news. Okay, I mean, on a mundane level, Pentacles means money, right? It could also mean being supportive, okay? But okay, some of you also may be dealing with an earth sign. That would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So Scorpio, this is you getting ready to step forward into a new adventure. You're in a time of preparing and planning to change your life in certain ways. This is what I'm feeling. Maybe some of you are changing jobs, and maybe some of you have just gotten a promotion, or something like that, or you're really cooking a new idea about how you want to move forward in your life. But things are changing for you, and I just feel like the shift is just starting now. So if you don't feel it now, don't be frustrated, because it's absolutely happening. And yeah, I mean, look, Scorp, this makes sense. If you have Jupiter retrograde in that second house of values, that your money is also in that. That's also the house of wealth. So this makes sense to me if you guys are going to be doing something new with your job, with your career. But equally, it could also be just this new definition of how you do you. What you're going to allow and not allow for yourself anymore. What you want for yourself, and be more definitive in your mind's eye with what that means as far as how you're going to get there. Really about what am I willing to do, and what am I willing not to do? What am I willing to allow people to do that are in my energy, and what am I not allowing? And that goes across the board, not only in your intimate relationships, but your friendships, your family, and certainly with work, for sure. But I'm liking this for you. Yeah. Just there's a lot of preparing I'm getting. Yeah. So, again, if you don't want to go into the mundane pentacle, having to do with money, it could be that many of you are feeling this new sense of support or this new willingness to be supportive of somebody. But this can be you planning a new strategy of how to make some changes in your relationship. But the thing is with this card, whether this has to do with your relationship or whether it has to do with money and your career, this energy is the kind of energy that indicates, when you're going to do something and you rehearse it over and over and over in your head, like you're laying in bed at night before you go to sleep and you think about how it's going to go. What are you going to say? What are you going to do? Are you going to do A and then B and then C and then definitely D is going to happen or whatever? This energy is letting you know that while it's not bad to do that regarding whatever it is, maybe it's your relationship, okay, I know I have to say this to them and that to them and this is what we need to do to move forward and all of that. Just keep in mind that not everything shows up in reality the way it does in our head all the time. And just know that and be okay with that, okay? Because I do get you in a heavy stage of planning right now. Even if it's not the active stage of planning, you're at least processing. For sure, you're processing. And I just know that from, just besides this obvious energy from so many Scorpios that I've been dealing with, it's very profound for Scorpios right now, which is super cool. And then we have the Ace of Cups next. So you're really in your feelings right now. And I'm getting regarding a relationship. So I'm getting such strong water. I mean, Scorpio, I know you guys are water, but I mean really like deeper than normal. Water is such a rich symbol. If you think about it, right, on the one hand, it represents the subconscious and the dreaming self and everything that exists below the subconscious. Just think about the ocean, right? And how interesting the ocean is in that, it has all of these strange, colorful, and alien things, in this whole other world lingering right beneath that surface. And I feel like Scorpios, like, that's where you guys are right now, just trying to figure things out and line things up. You're very much in your feelings as you're working through making these changes as you enter this next part of your life. Yeah. I'm getting that the water is just representing your soul right now. It's connected to the moon via the ocean tides, right? So I'm getting that there's some sort of relationship that's really got you, and there's something mysterious and almost like an untamed aspect about it. Like you're really not sure if it's actually a good thing for you, but you're just so drawn to it. Yeah, I'm just getting the things are going on in your life right now that you don't fully understand and you can't completely describe. You're feeling things very, very deeply, but at the same time, you're not exactly sure what all the underlying motivators are. So that being said, this energy does indicate that you are going to be getting an opportunity to experience something really special, to either give or receive, or maybe even both. An unexpected gift of love or a very deep emotional connection. It could even be a deep friendship or something like that. But, be mindful that aces do represent very fleeting energies. So when it makes an appearance, you want to be sure to act on it since it can fade very quickly. And then we have another ace here, which is the Ace of Swords. So this says that there's an opportunity for a new way of thinking. This could be an air sign for some of you. Might be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this is all about words, reasons, order to things, knowledge. It's about thinking and communicating and remembering that the way we think about a situation often determines whether or not we consider it a problem, right? It might sound silly to say, but I feel like you guys need to be told that. Try to maintain, if you can, a very positive perspective where you can. Oh, I'm starting to get this feeling of I'm getting a feeling of insecurity, Scorpio, of vulnerability, insecurity, not being sure of yourself. It's like you went from feeling sure, I feel like I'm being pulled to this level of insecurity. Okay, let me not get ahead of myself here. So, yeah. Okay, listen, just from the point of the sword in tarot, the sword means truth. It means reason. It means knowledge. Okay, this tells me that you have a wonderful opportunity to realize the truth that's been eluding you up to now, to discover a solution to a problem, or to gain some understanding regarding a situation that you haven't been able to fully wrap your head around. And I'm getting that the truth of this, and this sounds so crazy, this is what I'm getting, that the truth will set you free. And this is going to be a gift. It's a double-edged sword, meaning like, well, it's a thing of beauty. It needs to be handled very carefully, which is always what the truth is, right? But there's something about this truth that's coming out. I'm going to have to clarify that. It's going to be leading you to a new way of thinking, Scorpio. And this makes sense to me again because of this Jupiter in retrograde in your second house of values. That makes total sense to me. Yeah. All right, and then moving on, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Again, more fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay, something random is going to happen. And this is a case of knowing what's going to happen. Okay, you thinking you know what's going to happen, and it actually gives you a full sense of confidence. So I'm getting in this reading that this is a heads up, Yeah. Okay, look, just to break it down, we know that the stars do move according to their orbits, and the cycle of life does repeat itself, and the laws of the universe, for the most part, govern our physical world, generally speaking. But for some reason, things don't always play out as we think they will, according to the natural order of things, or what we would consider to be the natural order of things. And that can be a problem for all of us, right? That's when we start to feel very uncertain about things. And there are a few reasons why we don't know everything. The first is because we lack important information, which makes it almost impossible to make 100% completely accurate prediction. Tarot does help us with this, of course, but it doesn't give us everything. And the second is because the future is not yet fully determined. It's not. Tarot can let us know, to what extent we can possibly shape this nebulous future. It's a great tool in that way. But the third, which is a little more challenging, I'd say, is because there are other elements at play here. Almost like someone's playing dice with your life. So this is telling me that something can happen that makes no sense or could not have been foreseen. And that's just the Wheel of Fortune energy, guys. It can be lucky, it can be unlucky, but this card is giving you a heads up that something unexpected is about to drop in your life. Now, my feeling on this is stay as positive as you can. The second negative energy starts entering your mind, pivot. Pivot. What I mean by that is block it out and switch the direction of your thoughts and understand that whatever happened already happened. The past is gone. The future, if you start worrying about too much about the future, you're going to end up projecting stuff onto it. It hasn't happened yet. So you can only live in the moment. Live now and live as positively as you can in the moment. And that is the best way that I could tell you to navigate this energy successfully, for sure. Then we have the Judgment reverse. More fire. More fire. Scorpio, you dealing with a fire sign? There's a little bit of air in here. Very little bit of earth. There's a lot of fire. A little water. I don't know. For some reason, I'm feeling stronger fire here. For some reason. But anyway. Yeah. So you already know what you're supposed to do, Scorpio. If you're being honest with yourself, it's all very clear to you right now. This is a sign that you should do whatever it is that you're thinking of doing. It is a big go. Scorpio, do it. And, I'm not even getting that you're very afraid. Normally when this card is upright, there's a sense of being scared and afraid of change. But I'm getting that you just don't feel any of this. You're just really ready to move forward is what I'm getting. And then we have the Knight of Swords reverse. So this is air. Okay, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is a person. Scorpio. Okay, wait, maybe you are dealing with an air sign. This is a person. I'm getting this is someone who you're dealing with. This is telling me that you're dealing with a stressful situation with someone where things blew out of control. And you're dealing with an individual who's thriving on some kind of drama, but doesn't have the courage to take control of themselves or the situation. And this is telling me that you're going to feel very let down by someone who you thought was reliable, who has a very big personality with lots to say and very little substance. They're very, very smart, though. This is the thing. This is the thing, and this is the problem, because they have this swords energy. So I feel like they're very smart. They can talk themselves out of anything and deny or deflect any involvement or anything that you're possibly accusing them of. So I do see this as an issue here. But this could be a partner, but it could also very well be a boss, or it could be a friend, or it could be a family member who you're having to deal with in a pretty intimate way. But it's definitely, I'm getting that it's really compromising your sense of self on a deep level, maybe not even superficially. Okay, and we have the Four of Pentacles reversed. So Scorpio, this is telling me that you're feeling very disempowered and lacking confidence right now. Yes. This tells me that in your work, you may be putting in a lot more effort than you thought you would originally have to. I don't know, but this tells me you're definitely dealing with a person who's very like showy and even a little smug, who's in a powerful position over you, who's really self-centered and controlling. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be in work. You know, it could just be someone in your life who's just getting very materialistic, who holds tightly onto like status and possessions. Scorpio, this can be you, and if it is, let go. Let go of that. Let go of that negative juju. Let go of the insecurity. It takes up way too much space in your head. You know? Yeah. Let go of the idea, if you feel like you're never going to have enough, that you're never going to arrive, that you're never going to meet that person, that you're never going to be happy, that you're never going to love your work. That never enough stuff, knock it off if that's what you're doing. Get it out of your head. Okay? Yeah, because this is going to end up being an issue for you, and I don't want it to be. So let's get some clarifiers on some of these things. Yeah. I want to clarify this Knight of Swords and this Four of Pentacles. Okay. Knight of Swords. This I'm getting is a person. Okay, yeah, to me, this is somebody who you're intimately involved with. This can actually be a family member, though, or a lifelong friend if it's not an intimate partner. And you're actually really missing this person a great deal. I'm getting that you guys are not in communication right now, or if you are, it's very, very strained, and you're really longing for things to get straightened out. Yeah, but there's an issue here with expressing yourself right now. For some reason, Scorpio, I feel like you're not expressing yourself in the way that you should be. And you need to in order for this mending to happen. Because I'm getting that everything, this flows, really smoothly until this end point. You know that you have the star energy to start, but then we have this negative energy towards the end. And in order to mend, you have to have those conversations. And I'm just getting that it's like you're stuck, or you guys are trying, but you're just fighting a lot. Yeah, there's just there's a lack of support. You're feeling a great lack of support, and that you just can't do it anymore. I'm getting that you feel like you just can't do it anymore. It's the way it was has got to be done. Has got to be done. Absolutely. And you're going to be able to do it because you have the Strength card here. You're going to be able to do it. How your relationship was before, whatever was going on before. I'm getting a very global energy, Scorpio. I have to tell you the truth. This is not 100% a relationship read. I kind of love when this happens. I'm getting this across the board. I'm getting that you're going to be making changes in your work. You're going to be making changes in your relationship. That value system across the board is being revisited and it's being tweaked. This does not have to mean that you wake up one day and everything is completely different. The seeds are being planted right now to make huge differences and shifts. And I like this. I do get that this particular energy is applying to an intimate relationship, and you're going to end up very strong and very self-assured at the end of this, but it's only through that communication and through that mending. And I'd like a little clarification on this Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so someone at some point was showing a lack of willingness to move forward. And it could be you or it could be a partner where there was not a willingness and there was some behavior going on, Scorpio, that you really did not appreciate at all. They were deflecting issues back onto you. They were being dishonest in certain ways that you were finding out about, and you were so uncomfortable with it, and they were not being straight with you. And you felt very shackled to the situation until you realized that you really weren't very shackled. Okay, that you really weren't. I mean, because after all, 8 means progress. It means advancement. And you know that, but you were like fake shackled to it. But you didn't feel that any justice was going to be had. You didn't feel like you guys were going to have a meeting of the minds. But now there is. So that was just the progression of this relationship that you're dealing with, Scorpio. I get that you guys are in a space now of a new beginning. But remember, it's an ace energy. And ace energy is not very long lasting, so you got to work on that mending and be very communicative during this time. It's going to be challenging while Jupiter is still retrograde in that house, but this is indicating that you need to communicate. You have to start it now, at least baby steps moving forward. Baby steps moving forward. But yeah, you got a lot going on here, Scorpio, and that's what I have for you. I will see you this coming week for the May reads. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thanks for hanging out with me. Take care. Bye-bye.